first of all, if you guys have any questions after I'm done, if you have time, you can come up and ask me, okay? You can raise your hand and I can do my best to try to read your lips. And I may answer your question, but it may not be anything you ask. So, if you have any questions, come on up here. And I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank the administration for letting me be here and talk to you guys. I'm from Colby, a long ways away from here. So I wanted to share some experiences that I've written about. And the book is just about how I grew up with multiple disabilities. I was introduced to hearing aids at six years old. And then I wore braces and glasses, speech class, you name it. Had to go through the works, through school. So I decided to write it all out. Some people say, well, how did you write it out? Well, I was actually in the classroom, and some of my 8th grade guys were picking on another kid. And I just said, hey, why are you picking on him? Well, I don't know. No, seriously, why are you picking on him? Oh, it's just fun. And I said, I grew up with hearing aids, braces, and glasses all at once. Oh, really? I was like, yeah. Well, we didn't know that, Coach. Don't judge a book by its cover, right? So I decided to write 5 spiral notebooks, just writing, and lo and behold, here it is. So I just wanted to share that experience with you. I have my handy-dandy notebook here, and I wanted to tell you that I'm going to ask you a question. With hearing aid, braces, and glasses growing up in the classroom, do you think I was being made fun of? Do you think I was being teased? Or do you think I was being bullied? Because I had braces, glasses, I talked funny. Some of you guys were, when I first started speaking, some of you guys were like, man, he kind of talks funny. Hey, I read lips. Okay? Some of you guys are laughing. I'm like, got good. So, but honestly, do you think I was being made fun of? Yes? How do you know that? How do you know that I was being made fun of? Because you've either done it or it's happened to you, right? And wouldn't it be cruel if I came in and said, man, I wear hearing aids in each ear, behind the ear, glasses, long hair, braces, trying to talk, and I ask you guys a question. Was I made fun of? And how many of you guys would say, no, not at all. Why would anybody make fun of you? Kind of makes you think a little bit. But wouldn't that be nice if I came in and said that? And somebody said, no, you weren't made fun of. Why would you be made fun of? I wanted you to think about that. A lot of people ask me about the hearing loss. I have moderate to severe in my left ear, that's lost. I have profound hearing loss in my right ear, severe and profound hearing loss. There's 2 evidence that mounted up to that. One, I had a firework pop by my right ear when I was growing up, developmental stages and stuff. Or, right before my mother delivered me, they gave her a pain shot. And after so many minutes before you deliver, you're not supposed to have that shot. So I cringed up when I was delivered. I was stillborn. The doctor told my father to go home because I wasn't going to make it overnight. Well, guess what? I'm here. I'm in. So at Fort Hays State, I talked to an audiologist doctor. I was like, man, I really want to know why my hearing is, gone away or whatever. And so after testing, you sit in the cubicle, you push the button, you raise your hand, get some exercise going. And so he said, okay, he called me in, he said, sit down. I got the solution to your hearing problem. I said, okay, what is that? He said, the best way we're going to find out is by autopsy. It's like, well, I'm not in a hurry to find out through autopsy. The hair fibers on the top layer of the canal detects high pitches. The hair fibers underneath it detect low pitches. The low pitches are still, the hair fibers are still there, the top ones are gone. That make sense? So, I hear lower pitches better than the average person. Why? Because I rely on that. That's what I survive on. That makes, hopefully you guys understand that. The bullying issues. I'm going to share some of you what happened to me. And I'm going to share some of you what I did to overcome that. The chased home. I had kids wait on me, and they were chasing me home, and I would wave at cars and hope that, what are you going to do if you're driving a car and you see a kid waving his hand? You're not going to pull over, so you'd be like, oh, what a freak show, So, I was waving, trying to get them to pull over and stop these 3 kids from hitting me and ripping my shirt, taking my book bag, throwing it and chunking it. I even went to my aunt's house. I would hide. There's a large 5A, 6A school. So I would get in the backyard of my aunt's house, and be like, that guy would come through my aunt's house, her backyard, and I'd start running again. Made fun of, obviously. Name calling. My name's Ludwick. Think of names you can think of with that. I actually had kids put tape and write "kick me" on the back of my shirt. And you see that like in Back to the Future and stuff. It actually happened to me. And to this day, I play softball and bowling and volleyball, sports rec stuff. And to this day, I don't like you standing behind me. I don't like you patting my back. Why is that? Because of my childhood memories. I have people pat my back. I still look. I had kids wiping burgers on me, snot, spit on their hands, and then pat you on the back. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, I just got a brand new silk shirt. They'll just pick gum on it. Like, hey, good job, good job. Next thing you know, I got somebody saying, hey, you got something on your back. And it's gum. So to this day, don't stand behind me and don't pat me, because I'm going to look every time. Even if you're my best buddy, I'm still going to look back there because of what happened. So that tells you that happened more than once, right? If it happened to me more than once or twice, I wouldn't think of it a big deal. I sound nasal. Some people are like, man, you kind of sound nasal. So it's because I speak the way I hear. I don't hear S's and R's really well. So I had to grab their nose and Elmer Fudd, they still whack their wiping me the wrong way, that Geico commercial. Yeah. My father was superintendent. He was also college president. And so they had to make fun of that. Well, your dads, you guys are well off, but you're kind of retarded. Just whatever you can think of. The problem is, I started trying to do things for attention, not negative attention. And I had kids say, man, he's a good breakdancing was a pretty big thing back in the day when I was growing up. And Michael Jackson, So I beat it was out, and man, I was doing, the moves and up dancing around, and I could move, I could dance. So what did they want? They wanted me to start dancing in front of them in the classroom or on the way to lunch. And I would bust a move. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. So I started doing a backspin, started doing the wave, and I thought everybody liked it. I had the entire 3rd floor of a junior high around me, chanting my name, and I did a backspin. Even the teachers were there, and they were looking at me going, whoa, look at him! Finally, someone said, they're laughing at you, they're not laughing with you. So what? Can you imagine me going back to the future and seeing myself do that? The entire 8th grade class, circle around. The bell's already run, and there's teachers still there in the circle. And I went out there and spun and got up, and I thought it was approval, but it was because I was a moron. Trying to get just a simple thing like that, trying to make it happen. They said old people wear hearing aids, not young kids. So to me, it's kind of neat to see a younger adult or my age wear hearing aids, but it's just something they probably didn't go through with us. Guys, I got to tell you, bullying doesn't stop in junior high, high school. I went 11 years of college before I finished up getting my master's. I had guys pinning me in. I couldn't get along with my roommates. And I didn't want to tell them I had a hearing impairment. I don't like to tell people I'm legally deaf. I talk because I speak the way I hear. I don't like to tell them that. And sometimes people think I'm stuck up. If I'm walking down the hallway and you say something and I don't hear you, but don't think I'm stuck up. Get to know me a little bit. Use that C word. What do you think that C word is? Communication. So my roommates thought I was stuck up, and they would put an obscenity on my computer before I turned it in. They would log into my, you didn't have password back in the day. You just turned it on and get a little upstanding Macintosh, it was a little computer. And you just typed it in, and I turned in my paper, thought I had 100%, I got it back, it was like a 43, and they had all this obscenity on it. So my roommates were getting on my computer and printing and just typing, F and S and all this stuff. I didn't know it, because I was done. It doesn't end there. It ends when you say it ends. It ends when you educate yourself how to overcome it. Okay, then I went to my own little room. I was a state champion football player. I was blessed with great athletic abilities. But I couldn't get to football practice in time because I have people pinning me in. And I say pinning me in, they take 3 pennies and jam it to a door down here. They jam it in, and you can't get out inside. You can get out the other way. So I had to unscrew the vent and crawl through the vent in that old door. You can see that little wooden vent. But it was a metal vent. I had to unscrew it, crawl through. I had a 1.2 my first semester of college. I was supposed to start for the football team, and I couldn't start. And so it was frustrating. I didn't know how to deal with it. Physical education. If you made fun of me in that classroom, you better not hope that you're on the other side in physical education. Okay, especially dodgeball. Okay, I was an all-star pitcher. I was a javelin thrower in high school. So I had a pretty good arm. I still play outfield and softball, so I still take pride in how hard I throw. Okay, but the problem was, who was I in the physical education room? The B word, I was a bully. I was the bully in physical education. I was taking my anger out on you because you were teasing me in the classroom. Now, does that make sense? At the time it kind of did. But is that how you solve the situation? How do you solve it? Communication. Okay? I even had teachers say I should go to deaf school. Maybe they put me in the front row. I hated being in the front row, but teachers thought they were doing me a favor. What's that C word again? Communication. I didn't want to tell them that I had a hearing impairment. I went to the principal's office for 4 days in a row because I was making noise. I didn't know